This next tutorial that I'm going to be showing you is how to make a vampire pumpkin bowl. And like some of you who've been watching my channel, you know that I live in Israel, and we don't really have pumpkins out here, not like the kind they have in the US. So we got one as close as we could. It's very heavy. It's definitely not hollow. So we just decided we'd go ahead and paint it. And this is one of the little Halloween decorations that we had until I started making some. You might have seen the little spooky ghost. Not spooky, he is cute. That the tutorial that I showed you. That was the first. And I didn't have any kind of bowl, and I can't buy any out here, so I drew a stupid face on this plastic bowl that I got from the store and just thought, this is so lame. But at least it was something to go beside the pumpkin to seem kind of Halloween-y for the kids. And I realized I want to do another project to show you guys how to cover a bowl, any kind of bowl. And you can use this for any kind of covering, any kind of bowl that you want. It doesn't have to be just for Halloween. And this is the little face, the vampire teeth. I didn't start off to be a vampire, but considering the size of my bowl, I had to make kind of a small mouth, and I didn't want to use other kind of yarn. I wanted to use worst weight, so my teeth were going to be big no matter what I did. So I said, fine, I'm going to make him a vampire jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. And it's just an easy project. Let me dump this out real quick. Where's that pink bowl? Okay, what I did is I went to the store. Back up just a bit. I went to the store where they sell plastic, I should say where they buy the paper bowls and stuff, and they also sell plastic bowls too. And this one was really cute. And they also had these too. Small ones. Orange yarn, try to make a jack-o'-lantern. So that's what I did. But you can use this idea to cover any kind of bowl. I'm going to be showing you in this tutorial how to cover a bowl with crochet and how to get it to stay and everything. So basically that's what this tutorial is, but because it's Halloween, I of course covered it with this jack-o'-lantern. It's very easy to slip off and slip back on. And I have a little lip here. Once you get it all around, then you can pull it down to this little lip that I will show you how we create. And I forgot to hide a tail. But there you go. See how it fits pretty nice. And it's not coming off there because it has this lip that prevents it. So, like I said, I used worst weight yarn. This is the kind that I used. This was one skein, and I used it to make this. That was the only thing I did with it. And I have this much left, so it's going to take less than a skein. This is 240 meters. So let me move this out of the way. Oh, also you're going to need just a little bit of black. If you have some scrap yarn laying around of black, it should be plenty. And you're going to be using a 5mm hook and also a 3.5mm hook, which is 3.5mm hook is a size E, and a 5mm size hook is a size H. We're going to be using the 3.5mm just to make the teeth only, but the black and the orange pieces are all going to be using the 5mm hook. What you want to do is start off, you're going to be doing, if you've ever made a hat, you're going to be making increase rounds. So you're going to start off by chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch in the beginning stitch to form a ring. Then you'll chain 2, and then working in the center of this ring. So you're going to be doing double crochets worked into this ring. Your chain 2 does count as your first double crochet. So you're going to chain 2 and work 11 double crochets in this ring. Okay, when you get to the end of the row, you want to slip stitch in the top of your chain 2. Then you want to chain 2 again and then double crochet again into the top of that chain 2 from last round. That's going to give you your first 2 double crochets. Then you want to double crochet 2 in the following stitch, and in all stitches around you want to put 2 double crochets in each stitch around. The end of last round you should have had 12 stitches, and at the end of this round you should have 24 stitches. Then again slip stitch in that beginning stitch, and then chain 2. Then again you're going to start off in that very beginning stitch and put a double crochet. Then the next stitch you're going to put only 1 double crochet. Then you'll repeat that, put 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then put 1 double crochet in the following. And then I don't know what size bowl that you're working with, but I'm guessing if it's a somewhat big bowl like mine, then you're going to want to continue at least this row and then try to fit it on your bowl. If you're making this for a smaller bowl, then you may want to stop now and compare it. Like for instance, if I'm making it for a bowl like this, you can see that this is the very bottom here. You want to at least fit around here where it sits. This one you would want to keep increasing until you got to almost to about here, right where it starts to flatten out. You want to go to at least there, and then start to just, you know, stop increasing. And then for the big bowl that I have here, this next row that I'm going to complete will be just the complete of this one. So I'm going to want to do more rows until I can get further into where it starts to even out. This one kind of always goes bigger and bigger and bigger, but that's okay. What you want to do for a bowl that keeps continuing to grow just a little bit every round is that you want to take it one more bigger, and I'll show you how to do that. So I slip stitched in the beginning of my round, and again, if you've reached the bottom circumference of your, you know, that you desire, maybe you're making a smaller bowl, then go ahead, and if this covers, you know, right where it's about to start going straight, then you're good. Like for this, like I said, for instance, for this one, you'd want to stop, do one more row, and then start doing 1 stitch in each around. But my bowl will be bigger, the other bowl I'm making it for, so I'm going to increase more. So again, you'll want to chain 2, and then that same beginning stitch, put another double crochet. And then in the next 2 stitches, you just want to put 1 double crochet in it. The last row, we should have had 36 stitches, and at the end of this next row, we should have 48 stitches. If you've ever made a hat, it's the exact same basic increasing. So now last row we did 2 double crochets and 1 in between before we increased. This row we're going to do 2 double crochets and then do 2 single double crochets before we increased. Next row we're going to do 2 double crochets and do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And if you want to continue to increase, you'll do the same thing. 2 double crochets and then 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. See how that works? We're only adding, each row we're adding 1 more stitch in between before our next increase. And that is how you increase with crochet. And it will reach a point where you need to stop increasing every round because your piece will get ruffled. When it starts to get ruffled like that, then you know you have too many stitches. So usually when that happens, you have 2 options. You can either frog that row or rip it out, rip it, and continue on just doing, instead of that increase row, just going ahead and putting 1 double crochet in each stitch around. Or you can just go ahead and continue the next row and put 1 double crochet in each stitch around and do it for a few more rows and hope that it you know, fixes itself in a few rows. But I only recommend the second method that I mentioned if you're making a big project. But for a project like this that's small, I would recommend, if it starts to do that, that you rip out that row and go ahead, instead of increasing that row, you just do 1 double crochet in each stitch around. When your project becomes ruffled, it means that you have too many stitches. And if it starts to pull, usually it means that you don't have enough stitches. But when you're making a hat, once you reach the destination of the circumference of the head, all you have to do, or the bowl that we're doing here, all you have to do is start just putting 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and eventually it will start to shrink and become the tube, what's called the tube of the hat, which basically just covers the head. So that's the basic way that working in the round works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the increase for this row with my 2 double crochets in the center, and at the end of this row I'll have 48 stitches. And then I'm going to go ahead and do 1 more row, which will be 2 double crochets and then 1 stitch in the next 3 stitches. And then at the end of that row it'll give me 60 stitches. And then I'm going to show you how you can tell if that's big enough for your bowl. I just got done with my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My 5th row. The last row I had 48 stitches at the end, and then at this last row I have 60. And I'm gonna get my bowl here and show you this part here, this little ridge here is about right here. So I have about 2 rows bigger than this. My flat part here is it's so hard to show on screen. There. See, it just starts to come over where it starts to grow. And the great thing about using double crochets is that it stretches. So you want to get right to that part where it's just starting to cover it. Covers over the lip, and then I went 1 more row in the smaller part, and then I did another row. So I have 2 rows into the bowl on the increase. And then I'm going to start my single crochet in each stitch around. And I'm going to do, if you have a bowl about this size here, and you want to know how many rows that I did this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be my 5th row. So I did rows 6 through 15. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 10 rows. No, 9 rows total of just doing double crochets in each stitch around. And then for rows 16, I started my flap, because I continued to crochet all the way until it got to the very end, the very lip of my bowl. And I'll show you pictures of that. Now, like I said, for this tutorial I'm showing you how to make it for any size bowl. So I'm going to show you how to make it for the small one. So like I showed you before, we only really wanted to do 1 more just to take us out to where the bowl starts to go straight. So obviously this piece is way too big. So I'm going to rip it out to show you. We got right now, I ripped it out 1 more row. So now we only have 4 rows. Here I showed you we needed to do about 1 more to get it to where it's going to cover that part of the bowl where it's just starting to grow. So I'll show you there. See, it's just starting to grow from the bottom to right about where it's starting to, become the bowl part. This one does not widen out like the bigger bowl does, but still get it to that point. And now you're going to just start doing single double crochets in each stitch around. And this one looks like it's going to take maybe two rows of just 1 double crochet in each stitch around to get it where I need it. You just basically want to work it now, your bowl, until you reach the lip of the bowl that you're making it for. Okay, this is after 1 row of regular double crochets. Okay, this is after 2 rows of regular double crochets. It looks like I need to do 1 more round. And when I say regular double crochets, I only mean just 1 double crochet in each stitch around. Okay, I just got done with my next row here. Pull up. And I'm going to check it against my bowl. Oh, looks like it's good enough. Fits right there on the lip for the most part. Like I said, this will stretch a bit because it's double crochet, so this is close enough. If I did 1 more row, it would be too big because we really want it to fit over the lip. So now we're ready to make our little gripper here. See, this is the part that hangs into your bowl, keeping it from sliding down. And how you do that, let me just make sure this is the, yes. Okay, now you want to chain 1 and you're going to want to turn your cover inside out. And now we're going to be working slip stitches, which is just going in, pulling a loop through your stitch and through your loop on your hook. Try to make sure that you don't pull and make your stitches tight, you know. Don't make it so tight where it starts to pull. Just try to, as normally as you can. Not too loose, not too tight. Going in, slipping through. You want to work your way all the way around. And what it's going to do is create a stitch on the side of your project. See here? As you go, you can look up here and see that there's a regular stitch, but if you turn it to the side, now it looks like there's a stitch here on the side. We're creating the side stitches. Okay, when you get back up to the beginning, you want to slip stitch in your first stitch and chain 2. Now this chain 2 counts as your first stitch, so you're going to find your very next side stitch. You're going to go in. Let me get a little closer here for you, just so hopes that you can see. See all these little side stitches on the side? If you turn it up like this, you can see your normal stitches. And if you just turn it a little bit to the side, you have that same look, but on the side. We're going to be going under those 2 from the top and doing a double crochet. Just make sure you're getting the side ones. Coming in from the top, you just want to continue to work all the way around. Putting 1 double crochet in each of those side stitches. Okay, I'm doing my last side stitch here. And then slip stitch into the beginning top of your beginning chain 2. Now you want to turn your cover back to face the right direction, and then get your bowl. Then you can cover your bowl and then pull your lip over the side of your bowl, just like that. Now, if it is too loose on the sides, and it's not fitting on the bowl like it should, then it means that you probably increased one row too much. So you probably want to, not probably, you want to back out and reduce one of your increased rows, and then just do one double crochet in each stitch around. Now if it's too tight and you can't get it on your bowl, it means that you didn't do enough increasing. So you probably again, you will have to back out and do one more row of increase before starting your double crochets in one stitch around. And like I said, this is not just for Halloween. You can do this in any color. You can sew on flowers and things like that. But for this tutorial, it is for the pumpkin. So I'm going to be showing you how I made the eyes and the mouth for the vampire part of it. Okay, so grab your bit of black yarn. I'm going to be using a lighter color so you can actually see what I'm doing. And again, I make my slip knot a little further down so that I have this tail to hide later. And to make the eyes, you want to start off by chaining 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then you want to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then the rest of your chain. You should have a total of 6 stitches. When you get to the end of the row, you want to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to be working a single crochet in all 6 of your stitches again. Chain 1 and turn, and then for one more row you're going to be working a single crochet in each one of your 6 stitches. Chain 1, that's what you have so far. Turn. For row 4, you're going to be single crochet decreasing 3 times. So you're going to go into your first stitch, pull up a loop, go through your second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. That's your first single crochet decrease. You do that 2 more times. It's 2, then do it 1 more time. There you go, that ends row 4. Now you want to chain 1 and turn. For row 5, you want to single crochet decrease. There's 3 stitches here. So you're going to do a single crochet decrease using the first 2 stitches. Then you're going to go right back into that middle stitch again, pull up a loop, then go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then you're going to do your second single crochet decrease. Chain 1 and turn. Now you have 2 stitches left. You're going to do just 1 single crochet decrease using both of those. Then chain 1, and then cut your yarn where you actually have some room, some tail to sew in. And you're going to want to make 2 of those. And before you sew on, I recommend you find a place that you want it. And I actually had my bowl, had it on my bowl, but you should probably do the same thing, like this. And then put both of them here, find out where you want it, take one away, and then start threading. Thread your tapestry needle and start sewing down this one. You're going to use your tapestry needle to go in. You're going to be going in through here and then come up like this. And you're going to keep doing that all the way around, and then even in the middle, and then you just can go through some of the stitches in the middle like this, thread your tail through, and then cut it. There's no need to tie any knots or anything like that. Do that for both of your eyes. And then I'll show you how to do the mouth. Okay, again, you'll be using your black yarn and your 5mm hook to make the mouth. And you want to begin your slip knot again a little further down so that you can actually hide your tail so it won't stick out. And then chain 11. Then once you got your 11, you want to single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then in all stitches down the mouth. When you get to the end of your row, you want to chain 1 and turn. For row 2, you want to start off single crochet, decrease using the first 2 stitches. Then you want to single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 4, 5, and 6. And then using these last 2 stitches of the row, you want to do a decrease. Now you should have 8 stitches. Chain 1, turn, and repeat that. Do a single crochet decrease in the beginning and last stitch. So single crochet decrease, then we're going to be single crocheting in the next 4 stitches. 3. Oh, did I do 4 already? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do your decrease at the end. Chain 1, turn. Again, do a single crochet decrease, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, then single crochet decrease using the last 2 stitches. Now you have 4 stitches left. Turn, do a single crochet decrease twice, 1 and 2, leaving you 2 stitches left. So you'll chain 1 and turn, and then in these last 2 stitches you'll do a single crochet decrease, then chain 1, and you have your mouth here. And this long part here is the top part of the mouth, so you want to put it like this over the top. And then I'll show you how to make the vampire teeth. To do that, you need to switch your hook over to your E-hook or 3.5 millimeter hook, and again start. Don't forget at the end of this, leave yourself some tail when you cut your yarn. Make sure that you leave yourself some sewing yarn. Okay, to start the teeth, you want to begin by chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to be working down your chain. Obviously you can't work with the last chain. So the second chain from the hook, you want to do a slip stitch. And do the best you can, because this is what's going to create your point. Then the next stitch, do a single crochet. And then the last 2 chains, you want to do a half double crochet in them. So it's 1 double crochet, and in the last chain here, doing another. Then you want to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then again, you want to repeat what you just did. Back up to the second chain, do a slip stitch, then a single crochet in the next, and then a half double crochet in the following 2 stitches. Then you want to chain 1, and then leaving yourself some tail you want to use for sewing, you want to cut your yarn. And what I did is I sewed my mouth on first, and then I got my teeth, and I did my best I left a little bit of the color of the black on the top, so I'm just underneath that row. And then I tried to keep the teeth not too separated, but kind of keep them close without being too close, leaving a small little part in there. And then I sewed it on just like that, and then sewed it onto my bowl. Now if you're making this Halloween bowl, you're done, but I recommend, and I'm going to look around and find some other motifs, or maybe some stickers or some patches you can buy at the hobby store, and just add some like bats or ghost or anything else that you may find to decorate the back of the bowl. Just make it look as nice. And if you're not making a Halloween bowl, maybe you're making just a bowl to throw your keys in when you come in the door, then maybe you can add some flowers or something like that around the sides. Just the sky's the limit. So it's up to you. Get creative. That's the whole point of crochet, creating things. So that's it. That's the tutorial to show you how to make a bowl cover and the vampire jack-o'-lantern. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to click like and share this with your friends. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.